All right, can everyone hear me, please? I think we just have 3 of us on the call. Okay, and Mary is even still having difficulty coming in. So can you just confirm you can hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yes, thank you so much. As usual, I will start while we wait for others to join. I think we're also recording the meeting, so others can watch the recording if need be. I wanted to have this session just to be sure everybody is clear on how we would like to operate this year. So if so if anybody is not here, we can relay the message. They can watch the recording. Hopefully others will join as we go along, but I'll try to cover all areas. One of the things we also wanted to do is to ask people to air their views on how they want us to be of help. A lot of people, let me not say a lot of people, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 people, once in a while come on my WhatsApp to ask for things, to ask questions. And I always want to try to anticipate these things and try to make provisions for them, because it's not sustainable for me to respond to people individually. It's also not sustainable for me to say, oh, go to Elizabeth and keep asking these questions. And we are here, we're trying to help. We're trying to make sure that at our own level, within our own capacity, we are able to help those who want to be helped, who feel that, who feel that they can benefit from what we are doing. So that's basically what we're. So we keep trying to make these tools available. Sorry, I've been a little bit, my body has been complaining a little bit, so I may turn off the sound a bit to clear my throat or something. So I'm just going to start. Like I said, it's recorded. So this is what we are going to go through today. I would like us to, we'll start with introductions. Then we will talk a little bit about the strategy club, where we started from. And then we'll talk about our flagship product, the interactive ideation session. Then we'll talk about, excuse me. All right, then we'll talk about the STSB and then GE3. And we'll talk about earning opportunities for members of the strategy club. And we'll also talk about how we want to operate a WhatsApp group and some of the things we started doing there, and then how we're operating the Clubhouse group. Sorry about that. All right. So I know we have only 3 of us in the room. Okay, I think Mary is here. And maybe for the purpose of the recording, we can take introductions. Elizabeth, as usual, start, then Chisum, then Mary. Very quickly, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Watson, and I am a member of Strategy Club. as well as TSC's virtual assistants. Yeah, so I'm glad to be here again. This new year, we are charged for all that TSC has in store for us. Yeah, so I'll just pass it on to Chisom.
Thank you. So Chisom can unmute and speak.
Okay. Hello, Happy New Year. Good
Happy
evening. Okay, my name is Chisom, and I'm a Salesforce admin. And okay, so I'm trying to combine everything. So I run my own business, and I also work as an administrator and a live streaming professional at Digit Solutions. So I also run my business. I sell palm oil, and I have other businesses I'm also looking into. So yeah, that's that about me. I look forward to a wonderful 2024.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Chisom's autopilot is also here. So let's listen to Mary. Mary, are you here? Mary has been struggling to join in. So maybe when she comes, she'll introduce herself as well. So that is for the introductions. I'm just going to go straight up. We've spent 7 minutes already. Right. So I always talk about this history of the strategy club because it helps to situate, give us a background on why we do what we do. The strategy club is all about collaboration. It's all about creating a tribe of people that have the same goal to become financially independent, to navigate the world of entrepreneurship successfully. And there are a few things we focus on. If you go to the website, you realize that we're focused on knowledge and networking. We're not focused on grants and loans and all that. It's knowledge and networking. So even despite the fact that we tend to provide some, financial assistance, that financial assistance is not intended to be to replace the need. It's not intended to be like capital. It's intended to be a support for you in the context of the tribe, so that you're not so burdened with financial needs that you don't have time to think. We want to create a community of people who are resilient, who are strategic, and who are collaborative. And that's very important. The main strength we want people to gain from this group is the knowledge and the networks, and the knowledge in terms of whether it's motivation, actual practical knowledge, or the opportunities that we expose people to, and the people we expose people to. So it's good that we have that understanding, because a lot of people come into groups like this and they are just waiting for when we say money, then they'll gather. So it's not all about the money, it's about the opportunities to connect, the knowledge, the experiences we share together. Thank you, Uche, for joining. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Nuruddin, for joining in. So we just finished introducing ourselves, and we can get back to that later in the call. So this is the history, and we now decided let's focus on those who are doing something around consumer goods, because we feel that is where we have an advantage. We felt as in our part of the world. We also felt that is where a lot of the people who are called small businesses, that's the level at which they operate. So that's the people we can help. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm sorry. I hope that noise is not getting here. So essentially, it's important to grasp that picture that, look, let's stay focused on what we can do for people. Because we're not omnipotent, we're not omniscient, we're not limitless in terms of resources, we're not limitless in terms of time. So we can't respond to all chats. So that's why we create forums like this for us to have a conversation. And it's important that I relay this because that's the framework we're going to operate with. A lot of people, some people are among us feel that they have a right to chat with you at any time of the day. We can't accommodate that anymore. We have to have a way of structuring our engagement so that it's meaningful and beneficial for all. And I say it's collaborative because I want people to be willing to give something. What you want to give may not be money. It may just be time to attend or to be present. It may just be help, to help somebody share their advert. It doesn't cost money to do that, right? It may just be a referral that you can give someone. So that's what a tribe is about. That's what a village is about. That's what a community is about. We're not asking you to donate money. We're just asking you, can you be present for someone? Can you make the effort to do what you can? And then we on our part as the group, we also do what we can to help. Can you make the effort to be present? Can you make the effort to share a link? Can you make the effort to share for someone or to provide experience? Some of us, we have gone ahead a bit, from in terms of entrepreneurship. So you'll be able to advise some people. So I just want that orientation, that thought to be in us, that we are a tribe. The focus is knowledge, networking, and we should be ready to give and to get, in terms of give value to get value. That's the purpose of a tribe, that we're willing to exchange ideas, exchange contacts, exchange value in different kinds of ways. I want you to just, I hope you're still with me. Just type in the chat if you've gotten what I've said so far. I just wanted to acknowledge it, give a thumbs up, give a yes, just so to know that we're still here. There will be time for us to feedback, but I just wanted us to give that introduction. All right. Thank you, Chisom. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate those three. Now, when we started operating what we now call Kenneth Igiri LLC, by the way, Kenneth Igiri LLC is a registered company, right? Registered in the US. And Kenneth Igiri LLC operates about 3 arms, some of which are not that mighty, but operates the Strategy Club, which is our tribe, which I've talked about, operates Immunity Africa, which is our media platform, and operates Scribbling Sage, which is all about writing. Now, we started this journey with something called the interactive ideation session, and it was just one product because when I started it, I wanted something I could combine with my day job. So it was easy to do this, just do this. But then I began to observe needs in the lives of people. I spoke with them. And that's why we started expanding to these things that we're doing, or started modifying other things we're doing to fit into the mold. So that's why anytime we talk about IIS, we're actually talking about the interactive ideation session, which is a strategy session for small businesses. When I say small businesses, we typically call ourselves emerging entrepreneurs. So that means somebody who is at the very early stage of their journey in entrepreneurship. Whether entrepreneurship means doing something massive within your organization, people call it entrepreneurship, or whether doing something by yourself as a solopreneur, or whether you already have a company you are running. And what the strategy session is about is using frameworks to help you to think through what you're doing so that you fully have a big picture of what you want to do, and you're able to do it in a more structured fashion with a little guidance from us. So I don't have to be an expert in your field. I just have to help you to think through those areas that you need to think through using certain frameworks that are part of the interactive ideation session. So it's relevant for all kinds of entrepreneurs. It's relevant for all kinds of entrepreneurs. So you can find out more about that on kennethigiri.com/IIS and ask your questions. You can just look at it right now and then ask any questions you need to ask. This year, we split it into two. We split the IIS into two. One is the IIS exclusive, which means it's one-on-one dedicated to you. The other is the IIS groups of 5. So we said, okay, this thing seems to be expensive for people, even though it is very important. So what do? We say, if you cannot afford to come one-on-one, maybe within the tribe, you find 5 people or 4 other people who you're going to work with to say, I want to have an IIS with these 5 people. It doesn't be people you trust, because part of the reason why it is a one-on-one is because we are discussing your, in quote, business secrets. So if you're going to do groups of 5, that means that you are willing to expose, in quote, your business secrets to those 5 people because you want to have the session at a reduced price, either like 1/10 of the price or 1/7 thereabout of the price, because 5 of you pay. That means that 5 of you are able to have the session together for a period of 4 weeks, and maybe it will be of value to you. So we introduced the groups of 5 this year because we want to make it more affordable for those in the tribe, for those elsewhere who have friends they want to do the IIS with. It's better in a group of 5 because it's conversational, it's interactive, and it is in-depth. Okay, so for those of you who are here, can you please let me know that you're still listening to me? So let me give the opportunity and for others who came in later to also introduce themselves. Just in 2 sentences, I see Kathy smiles, I see Uche, I see Peter, I see Seth, I see Mary. I think Mary is now here. Mary, please go ahead first, then Kathy, then Uche, then Seth, then Peter as well. Just quickly, in 2 sentences, introduce yourself, what you do. Are we together?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good to be here. My name is Mary Kwebu, and I'm a marketing professional. I help businesses, business professional, busy professional, brands drive business goal, leveraging content strategy, marketing, and data. So in summary, that is what I do.
Thank you, Mary. Good to hear your voice. Mary is a resource person for branding, and we're going to have a session in the Simple Techniques for Small Business in March. Thank you, Mary. Who's next? Who's next? I see Kathy, I see Peter, I see Seth, Uche. Just introduce yourself in 2 sentences. We don't want to spend too much time on this. All right. I'm just gonna.
I'm Seth. I'm Seth in Tibeko.
Go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, I'm Seth in Tibeko, and I'm a technology risk consultant, and I'm actually here to learn. I actually don't have any business of my own, but
great,
just to learn. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Seth. I appreciate you being here. Uche?
Yeah, Happy New Year, people.
Happy New Year, sir.
How are you, Ken? How are you, everyone?
Awesome.
How are you, Elizabeth? My name is Uche. I'm a service resilience and recovery personnel. I'm also a finance inclined person. I've helped a lot of people work with a lot of people to stabilize their business and give them pointers to be able to stand on their own. I'm open to learning from people's experiences, and I am glad to be here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. There's a lot of wisdom from Uche, and he shares some of it when we have the Clubhouse conversations. I'll talk about that also later. All right, I see Kathy smiles. I see Vivian, I see Peter. Please, let's make it quick. Who's next? I see Brian as well. Okay. Maybe there's difficulty on muting. All right. So I will give another slot. So just let everybody get ready immediately. I give another slot for introduction, but we have to make use of the time well. So I want to just to mention, you can see that I have both entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs. Okay, that's fine, Kathy. In talking in this place. So that's why I mentioned that I don't call myself a business consultant. I call myself a strategic coach because I believe I have used the methods that I share in my career, my business. And I think they're even more successful in my career in terms of positioning myself, getting access to opportunities that I couldn't have had. So when we talk about thinking through your venture, we're not just talking about business as we know business, but anything you're trying to do. I have had an IIS for people in non-profits. I have had IIS for basically it's non-profit, is a Christian-oriented ministry, but it's basically a non-profit, it's not a church. So it's about basically a framework for thinking and being able to do things right. So that's about IIS. And I talked about the fact that we have the exclusive and we have the groups of 5. If you just joined in, maybe you look at the recording later. Now, talking about STSB, some of us have been in simple technology for small business. So like I said, our flagship product was the IIS. After doing it for a while, we say, okay, we'll give you a strategy, we'll give you a document, we'll give you a recording of the strategy. We say, run with it, and we do a little bit of coaching. We realize that some people don't know what to do. They still don't know what to do. So we had to isolate a set of exact digital skills that we could share with people on how they would do simple things. We started with, and the other day we shared the calendar for this year, 6-month calendar. Maybe I should open it and just so that you can also see it. We shared the calendar for this year, where we talked about the fact that we're going to start with simple, common sense customer experience, right? And then we're going to be talking about after common sense customer experience, we'll talk about customer obsession. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is for the strategic conversations. I'm not sure. Did I write out the customer, the one for? Let me just get it from my notes. Excuse me. Okay. I'm bringing it up right now. All right. Okay, sorry, maybe along that line, I will bring it up. I've put it somewhere. So we start with common sense customer experience. Then we go on to customer data, right? Customer data, where we talk about using Google Forms to basically manage your data. Okay, let me take it from here. Then we talk about branding. Talk about branding later in the year, in March. That is when Mary will share her expertise with us. We talk about QuickBooks, which is how to get your business books in order. LinkedIn, basically using social media, getting attention by paying attention. And then Amazon Kindle, because that's an area where I have a little bit of knowledge. I feel that some people can excel. It may not be exactly Kindle, but being able to convey your expertise in the form of a book and sell it, give yourself visibility, even if you're not making money from the book. Now, these are the topics. We felt that these are basic topics that entrepreneurs can start with, because the concept, the philosophy we have in the interactive ideation session, in the whole concept of training, is that we want people to get started quickly, right? We want people to get started very quickly. So we give them the tools they need, excuse me, to get started very, very quickly. So we felt that these topics are essential: customer experience, customer data, branding, business, keeping your business books, social media, and then thought leadership. So that's why we picked up this topic. So this is about simple technology for small business. Now you notice that it's a monthly session that happens at the last Sunday of every month. And if you've gotten some of our invites, you will see that it's on a Sunday, and this year's 3 hours, 3 to 6. And they are practical oriented. So we show you what to do. And people ask questions like a workshop. So it's not a lecture, because we do lectures in other ways. We talk in other ways. But this one, we want to show you what to do so that you are in better position to use the tools and the skills that we talk about. Okay? Okay, great. Thank you, Elizabeth. So the first one is free. That's another thing. Because we also want, the first one is happening at the end of this month, 28th of January. It is completely free because we want you to see how it works, what it is like. So you can invite people, let people come and see what it is like. Other ones, you have to pay $25 per person. And this year, we're not stepping back on that. Like if you're a member of Strategy Club, we have a few discounts. Yes, I think we're doing how much discounts are we? I think we're doing 30% discount, or was 30% discount or 50% discount. So, and if you attend one session, you actually have 50% discount for the next session. So there are ways in which we've tried to make sure people can afford this kind. So because we don't want people to come ad hoc and say, help me, help me, help me, because we just don't have bandwidth for that. We just don't have the bandwidth. We are all busy. We are all occupied. We're all trying to make money with, at the same time trying to help. So when we create a tribe like this, we want to have ways in which people can access what we are trying to share as much as possible. So we have a few discounts, but that's the value of each. It's discounted, I think 30% discount. And then it's also discounted if you've attended the previous one. So that's about STSB, Simple Technology for Small Business. So I hope, is there a question on that, feedback on that? Drop it in the chats. If you're not registered for the free one happening at the end of this month, please do. Why do we ask people to register? Because we want it to be clear to everyone that you deliberately, out of your own volition, went forward and said, I want this. You can't give people progress by force. That's what I've learned in my life. Everybody, there's no way, see, and it's both spiritual and natural. When you say this year, January, I'm going to go a little deep. People have attended crossover nights, fasting, prayer, declaration, but you will discover at the end of the year, they will go through the same cycle. Nothing is going to change for many people. They will just do the same routines because most people are okay the way they are. So when we offer these things, it's not bad to be okay the way you are. You're living in a one-room, like Fela used to say, you can't afford this, can't afford that. You're okay. So you make absolutely no effort. But when you're in a crisis, they not say, oh, please, sir, please give me 20,000, please, sir, please give me 5,000, please, sir, because the crisis has come. Now, we want to move people a little away from that. And we keep giving this opportunity so that people can have the opportunity. What we're giving is an opportunity to move a little further. We can't do it all, but just to move a little further so that you have a free room to think and push very hard, or to gain access to bigger opportunities. The world is so big. Opportunities are so massive. But the greater population of people are excluded because they've not come to the kind of thinking that gives you access to certain kinds of opportunities. That's the interesting thing about life. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. It's just the way life is. So we try to say, how can we help people to move up a little, even if it's just a little? And that's why we present these opportunities, right? And I will encourage you. Stretch your hand to where your hand can reach. And I'm saying this not just for those who are here, because I know probably that people can listen to this and grab what you can get to move yourself forward. There are some people that pass through us, we don't even see them again, not because they don't like them, because they move to another level. I would be happy to see everyone move to the next level. That's the goal. No parent wants their child to live in their house forever, right? But the point is, have the attitude that says, I want to move forward. I'm talking about in this present world. I know you're going to heaven. You're already going to heaven, yes. But in this present world that we are in, have the attitude that I want to move a little forward. And I want to exploit and explore the opportunities that I'm being given to make those moves. That's why we do this. Sorry, I'm taking too much time. All right, so now remember I've talked about the IIS, which are paid, and Elizabeth, you can put the URL for those who came late. That is kenneth.com/IIS. I've talked about the fact that there is now an option for groups of 5, which is less expensive. I've talked about STSB. I've talked about why we even started the strategy club as a tribe, knowledge and networking and all that. And I've talked about the opportunities we give people to access some of our offerings, which are mostly paid offerings. Excuse me. Now, I'm talking about opportunities we also have for people to have alternate sources of income. Thank you, listen. And now when I say these alternate sources of income, I'm not talking about $10 million. It's just a small amount, because people come to us and say, I just need this, I just need that. And excuse me, I'm changing this errand. This is errand. And I say, look, if somebody focuses and says, and I will call attention to, I'll call attention to 1 or 2 of them, of these opportunities, so that, I mean, it makes sense. This is STSB, this is earn. Now, earning is restricted to those who have signed up on our website. So I'm just logging in. I see some of the things we have. Can I extract now? Okay. We have referrals, because there are other things we do. And I said that this platform is about giving value to get value. So we cannot be passive and say, we're waiting for when they will now say, we have $1 million to give. It doesn't make sense. That's not how this universe works, right? So we said, okay, we have certain things we've done, courses on Udemy, the IIS. If you refer someone to the IIS, you get 10%. The IIS currently costs $200. If you refer somebody and the person pays, you get $20. If you do that 10 times, you get $200. I think it's a good amount of money to push towards, I have some people who come to my Facebook chat. They are not here. They come and say, oh, Augusta, in fact, they have not paid us for 2 weeks. Please, can you help me? Or they don't even realize I don't operate in Nigeria. So to send money to Nigeria, it may be a whole process. And maybe I don't even have money in my Nigerian account. And they come and say, oh, please give me that. And I said to myself, look, the same energy, the same skill of coming to somebody out of the blue and saying, please help me with 5,000. That is the same skill you need to tell somebody to say, please, one brother said, if you're able to buy this course, I'll get 10%. Can you help me and buy? And I think the second is more prestigious. And that's why I made this opportunity. And there are so many referrals here, the ones anybody likes. And this, I'm recording this, I'm keeping this for you who are here, for those who are in the WhatsApp group. 2 Udemy courses, we have referrals from other platforms that can earn you a few, some amounts of money. Right? Now, we also have a blog. Now, one of the things that happened to me, I write a bit. And if you go to our blog, kenneth.com/blog, you see some story. This was written by Chidimma. She's not here, but she's in the group. She wrote it. I did a little bit of updates on it. I think Vivian has written for us as well. And I pay 5,000 Naira, the equivalent, for writing like this. It could take you 1 hour to write. And what we expect you to write is not something that we can do on ChatGPT. I think I had that conversation with Chisof before. What we expect you to write is your real life experience doing business in Nigeria or in Ghana or in Ethiopia or in Africa. Real stuff that cannot be cooked up. That, oh, in fact, the other day, who was I chatting with? He was telling me about the experience. Yeah, I think it was Natty, about dealing with staff, right? That's an experience. You talk about it in a way that doesn't, undermine anyone's career or integrity, and you write it 1,000 words. You get a 5,000 Naira if it is useful to you. For some people, 5,000 Naira means nothing, really. But for me, if you write 2 articles, then you have an extra 10,000 every month, and you have, aside from that, because the value to us is not just the money you get, but the visibility you get as an expert in that area. Because collaboratively, we're building, content. We're building a presence online by doing these blogs. I write, I'm a blogger, I write for Kenneth.com. And I'm doing my best to make sure that this platform gets as much visibility. I'm also doing my best to maintain the quality of it. So you're not just going to write a Facebook post and send it to me as an article. It has to be an article. It has to be 1,000 words or more. It has to make sense. It has to be properly structured, and then we put it on the website. So if you want, it's something you can also take advantage of, the blogging aspect. And then we recently introduced the Pitch Tuesdays, which I expressed how it's going to work. You come on the platform, you use your voice and say, my name is Kenneth Igiri. I have this business idea for a shop that can sell made in Africa goods. I would like you to support me. Then people give you a heart or a like, whatever it is, based on how convincing you are. It can be voice, video, it can be, graphic. And you win some money. You will see it on the WhatsApp chat. And then we also have advert Wednesdays, which are intended to give you visibility as an entrepreneur. You're already doing something. All you have to do, create 1, 2, 3 flyers on Canva, which we have studied. 1, 2, 3. And you will always see that all these things are interconnected. You can't just be absent and benefit. There's no point going around if you're not going to, if you don't intend to benefit from the platform. So you've listened to the Canva study and you've built your own 1, 2, 3 flyers. You can reuse them. Every Wednesday you post the same thing. You type it somewhere. Use keep.google.com, type it, post the same thing, and at least 10 people will help you share on their platform if it's worth sharing. It's not everything I share in my WhatsApp status, because not everything passes my check in terms of quality. So you have to pass that check for people, and then you give your brand visibility. So that's about that. So any question on that so far? Am I still communicating? Does it make sense? Am I speaking Greek, Hebrew, or English? Let me just see something in the chat. All together. I'm seeing people leaving and coming back. This is network. Thank you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth always supports me. So let me hear other voices. Thank you, Seth. So let me just say this as well. If you have people, if you feel, oh, I'm above this, what is 5,000 Naira? I'm above the what is $100. Maybe there are people in your environment you can invite to take, advantage. Please invite them to take advantage. Because as for me, this is the way we will deploy our input charity, because we want charity that makes sense, that helps people to move from here to here. Then you can now fly from there. Start somewhere and fly from there. I've talked about advert in the speech to this, money motivation. Elizabeth will drive that. But on WhatsApp, we now decided let's introduce our WhatsApp group so that we stay more connected, right? And now that we're here, I also talk about the strategy conversations. We introduced to stay more connected. And we said we are now introducing a chat window. Our chat window, thank you, Peter, so much. Our chat window is 4 to 7. Why? Why did we scrap the WhatsApp group in the first place? We don't want people just busy chatting. We can't just be chatting all day and saying, oh, in fact, I saw this day online, Buhari did this and that. That's not my business. We are looking for how can you make progress with life. So we don't want to chat a WhatsApp group where people are just coming and just saying also. So we introduced a window, 4 p.m. GMT, right, to 7 p.m. GMT. That's when we can chat. And we introduce a program for the week. If you look at your WhatsApp chat, our program for the week, money motivation, pitch Tuesdays every month, Tuesdays, advert Wednesdays, and then second Saturdays every month, we have our regular programs. And let me talk about this now. Very important. Please pay attention. Please, somebody type attention in the chat. Attention, very important. I use Google Calendar, and I do a lot of data collection. So I take your emails, I send you a calendar invite. I expect you to accept the calendar invite. The reason is that when you do that, you get reminded in your time zone. Because a lot of people sometimes they get confused. Is Nigeria 1 hour ahead of Ghana or 1 hour behind Ghana? Right? So when you accept a calendar invite, you'll be reminded automatically, and the calendar invite will show in your own time zone. And if you're going to operate globally as an entrepreneur, if you're going to operate globally, one of the things you need to start understanding is time zones. Somebody wants to have a meeting with you in India. It says 4 o'clock. Then you say yes. Meanwhile, their 4 o'clock is your midnight. So you need to understand time zones if you're going to operate globally. So the best way to do it is to accept meeting invites so that you get, alerted at the right time in your own time zone. That's very important. So you should, when I send an invite for strategy conversations, which happens on Clubhouse or on the STSB, and you want to attend, accept it so that you get notified. Right. So the need for WhatsApp, like I mentioned, is let's stay closely together. I'm almost done because I need to open the floor for comments, feedback, and questions. Now, we do have a conversation. We chose Clubhouse as a place where we have a monthly motivation conversation. Please, if you don't have Clubhouse, try to download it. It's available on Play Store and join our house. Last month, we tried to simultaneously broadcast on YouTube, but I don't think it's worth it. It's just another burden. So we stick with Clubhouse. And the other time we also tried LinkedIn, and I'm not sure it was very, excuse me, it worked out quite well. So we're on Clubhouse. If you go by, you listen to some of the content we've shared before. I think they are useful. If you've been there before, please tell those who have not been there. You can put it in the chat how you remember some of the sessions. Some of them very useful, and we've now structured it for the first 7 months, so that if you are and we've structured it, we've also sent out calendar invites. We want you to be there. You can actually do an RSVP on Clubhouse as well, so that you get reminded when these topics are being discussed. Starting point, face your own reality. Number 2, customer obsession. Number 3, confident resilience. Collaboration versus competition, strategic visibility, market cap. All this is free. So a lot of the things we do are free. Is when you want the IIS or the GE3 or the STSB that you have to pay something. But many of the things we do are free. So I'm going to stop there. This is the last thing on my slide. And what I tried to do is basically to give you a rundown of what we have to offer, both paid and free. And the reason I'm doing this for you is for you to understand what you have access to as a member of the club, and to say, please come a little closer. We've tried to come a little closer because we don't want you to, we want to keep it a little bit structured so that people are not coming to say what they feel should be done ad hoc. We want to be structured and want to take advantage of what we already have to improve your life a bit. We can only do so much. As we grow, we can do more. Remember last year we tried the loans, but the loans are not working because people are not paying back. The loans are not working, and I don't think they're going to. So we'd rather do the grants and know that the money is gone, right? And do other ways in which people can gradually build up capital. So be strategic and take advantage of them. So I want to open the floor and ask you, what else would you like to experience? And this is in the context of where I started from, why we have the club, knowledge networking, and so forth. What else would you like to see in the strategy club? You can raise your hand and share. And in sharing, either you're responding to what we've already shared, you're asking a question, you're making a contribution, you want a clarification. So the floor is open. Right? I hope.
Thank you, Casey.
Okay, Peter, yeah.
Evening, everyone. Casey, well done. I mean, it's obvious that what you are doing is phenomenal. I mean, the value you bring on board is encouraging. I'm sure that you've been improving on this. I've been trying to follow up on what you've been doing for the past 2 years. But I've observed this total package begins to make more sense, especially for emerging entrepreneurs.
Yep.
For now, I think I will just come along and see how to learn as much as I can, because so I've been doing a lot of trial and errors here and there, and I think it's important to put things in context. For the branding, that's one of my to-do list for the year, so I'm trusting God I'll probably be available. The issue usually is most of the times I'm having some meetings with either with my clients or my partners. Usually clash with most of the times. We also have your own program, but I'll trust God that I could make adjustment this year. But for now, I don't think and there's anything that's you have not mentioned, at least for our own level, for now. Did you mention anything about strategic leadership?
I'm not doing strategic leadership strictly. Because the way I operate strategy is purely how it's like how to think. Let me put it that way. Yeah, how to think, and it's applicable if you want to do a leadership organization, if you want to do a school, if you want to do a pure business, if you want to advance in your career, because all these things started from my career. I've not been a mega entrepreneur before. A lot of the methods I teach are from career and what I've seen work: positioning, SWOT analysis, business model canvas, Pastel. So some of these frameworks I use within my structure are based on either what I have learned in corporate or what I've studied in school. I have an MBA, MSc, and at the point I say, what am I doing with all this, right? Because I've learned that there's no point having knowledge that you're not going to use. So I'm trying to apply these in the context of small businesses. So that's how the way it applies. So it applies in many ways, but by the time we have a one-on-one conversation in the IIS, you will discover how it applies in your own specific context. And if anybody here that's been in the IIS, you can share your experience in the chat for those who have not been there. So I hope that answers.
How long is the IAS for?
It's 4 weeks, 1 hour every week. Now, the way it works is you start the first slot, the first module is free. It's free in the sense of it's like see what it looks like. So after the first module, you're expected to pay or make a deposit, and then you now schedule your next module. So it doesn't have to be back-to-back Saturday. It's when you're ready. There are 2 things that make you ready.
Okay.
1, the payment.
Okay.
2, the assignments. There's assignments after every module. So we're becoming stricter with it. If you don't do the assignment, we are not taking you to the next module. So there is the payment, there's the assignment. So you now say, okay, I'm ready. So you can do module 1 this week, 1 hour, little about 1 hour, then do your assignment, then we now do, you can now decide, okay, when I'm ready, it's in 2 weeks time or 3 weeks time, then we slot you. So it's at each juncture, you have the opportunity to schedule the time, and it's competitive. There's a client of mine, she took 3 months. She took 3 months to do hers because she was busy. She just finished in December. That was Judith. I put her picture in there. She could have finished in 4 weeks straight. So it's a bit flexible. The beauty of it is that the original strategy club, which we used to call Kabila, was actually an offshoot of the IS by saying that what is expected to happen when we meet in Kabila or in the strategy club is the strategy we developed in the IIS. Come and tell us how it's going so that we can fine tune, because we have planned something. When you go out into the wild, you face issues, real issues. Then you come back and say, oh, Kenneth, we plan to do this, but when I tried this is what happened. That's what is actually supposed to happen in the Clubhouse conversations. But a lot of times people are not that engaged to be able to say, this is what I'm facing in real life. They rather come to WhatsApp and say, Kenneth, this, but we can't do that too much. We expect the relationship with us. What I'm coming to is that even after that 4 weeks, or however you want to stretch it, there's an ongoing supportive relationship through the strategy club. That's how it connects. And then there's also that visibility aspect, which is a part of the offer of featuring you on the United Africa and so forth. So there's a lot to do with it. Yeah. Summary. Okay. You're all right. So I hope that makes sense, Peter.
Yes, absolutely it does.
Okay, great. Right. Any other question? Any other clarification? Any other suggestion? What would you like to experience in the club? What more do you want? Let me put it that way. Are we together? Everybody's happy? This is how much time we are just about crossing our time, just giving extra time for this is about 5 minutes to go. So if there is no other thought or question, please everybody's happy. Elizabeth says everybody's happy. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to close out now. So the next few programs we have, the next program, I mentioned it earlier, is Simple Technology for Small Business. And that is happening on the 28th of January. And I said it is free, right? Completely free. This, let me open the right one. It's completely free. So please register and be there. Be there to experience it. I can assure you, you will pick up something dramatic for either your business or your career. Some of what we'll be sharing, sorry, this is the one for February. I'm looking for the flyer for January. Some of what we'll be sharing are things that have showed up in my own personal career, things that have showed up in my interactions with business owners, and things that have showed up with in my own reflection as I have had conversations with people who run their businesses. So we'll do a lot of that. So please attend so that you now decide whether I am worth giving, I'm worth your $25. You now decide after that, after this free one, whether I am worth sharing $25 with. So this is a free one, 28th of January, 3 p.m. Put it on your calendar or accept our calendar so that you balance it with all the other things you're doing. We know people are busy. That's why we schedule ahead. We try to be very organized. We try to keep time because those are attitudes that you need to progress. You can't be haphazard and make progress, right? So we try to keep time. We try to schedule things ahead. Definitely things will come up. We have to make changes, but don't live your life in a structured fashion, right? Try to learn some of these things. All right, so that's for January 28th, 3 p.m. on Zoom. So please get the schedule. Common Sense Customer Experience. The next one is February. It's paid and it's on 25th February, 3 p.m. on Zoom as well. If you want to, interestingly, you can actually register for as many as you want because they're all available on the phone. But when you register, what happens is registering doesn't mean you're paid. So you don't have to be afraid that will come to your card. No. You can register if you have interest in it. We'll send you an invoice, right? The invoice will now detail whether there's a discount or otherwise, and then you now make payment when you can. But do try to take advantage of the opportunities, and we're giving you opportunities to even earn money so that you can pay. So I hope it makes sense. All right. So I'm going to go around the table before I close out. Mary has been quiet. I think you've been back and forth because of the network. If there's, I hope it's clearer. What we're doing is clearer. Chisom has also been quiet. Brian, my wife is here, Joycelyn. Kathy smiles. Uche, Vivian. I've not even heard Vivian's voice, but she's always. I met Vivian in Abuja, by the way. I was in Abuja last week. I met Vivian physically for the first time. Last year, I think I met Chisom physically in Lagos, right? Chisom and Elizabeth. So we'll try to do those things as well. Try to meet physically to build up the trust. Maybe when I come to Port Harcourt, I'll see Peter again. I've not seen Peter physically in what, maybe 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so we'll try to do those physical meetups as well as we grow. But let me hear your voice. Any other thoughts? Is everyone here? If you're here and you've not put anything in the chat, just let me know I heard everything or we're together. Then you go back and reflect on them and know what action we're taking for our lives this year. Okay? Make sense? Together. It's Elizabeth and Chisom responding. All right, so I'm going to close out the meeting. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Vivian. Yeah.
Okay, so Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah. Okay, so we're given an opportunity to introduce ourselves, although I think I came a bit late, about 18 minutes.
Yes, you didn't come a bit late, Vivian. You came like halfway into the session.
Oh,
that's why I didn't introduce yourself. All right, go ahead.
Okay, fine. So perhaps I should just say okay, fine. So whoever that needs to know who I am, of course, I'm just a call away. Oh, okay, fine.
No, please introduce yourself.
So I'm a media consultant, a broadcast journalist. I'm a writer, news. So I write news stories for one or two organizations. Feature stories is my specialty. I love to tell feature stories, special, those ones they call investigative, but not the one that I will have to be dragging the governors or leaders. Please, I don't have strength for them. I'd love to do humanitarian kind of, stories and all of that. And then, yes, I'm an editor, voiceover artist, corporate compare and moderator. Okay, basically, what I want to say is on the customer experience. I think I've had so much experience really. So it's delightful to hear you, Mr. Kenneth, talk about our first book. I was saying my first book was probably going to be like something I would title like Finding Love, or a different title entirely. The guy that I'm working with on that story, on the book, says he's going to give it a different title, and all of that. So I've begun already. So yes, I think I've had also a whole lot of, because I think I started working for organizations, started meeting customers here, there, all my bags, bows, like they would say it, at a tender age, probably when I left secondary school, right? So I think my whole life and the experiences I've gathered would be amazing to put it to like a book. So thank you. So I'm looking forward to really coming up with something that has to do with customer experience. Thank you really
Great,
for
thank
that
you.
opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so everyone, Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year. So Vivian you probably heard that she speaks very well and she also writes very well. You can follow her on LinkedIn. You'll be able to see some of the things she does. All right, please, who else hasn't introduced themselves? We have had 2 slots for introductions. So just in case you missed both, please let's hear your voice. Anyone? Zoe, you just joined us. The master of the mic and the pen. Please say hello before we close out.
Hello, good evening. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year
to everyone. It's to be back.
Awesome.
Yes, I am Zoe Octavia Obaze.
Awesome.
I am the master of the pen and microphone. I am a compare, an event host with over 7 years experience. I compare specifically or particularly weddings, children events, as well as corporate events. I am the founder of Journal My Journey to Motherhood, an online boot camp that inspires and encourages young mothers to document their childbirth experiences for the benefits of their children in future. Yes, and I preserve the life stories of noble men and women via biography writing. It's great to be back. Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you so much, Zoe. I once posted Zoe's introduction on the YouTube channel as a typical model of how to make an impression in an introduction. Thank you for that. All right, if no one else has missed that, is missing in terms of introduction, we're going to just close out. We will share the recording for those who had difficulty joining the call, and we hope to see you at Simple Technology for Small Business, 28th of January, free entry. And we also hope to see you next week, actually, in the Clubhouse conversation. Starting point, face your own reality. That one, you can be in the kitchen and be listening. You can be in the bed and be listening. You can be anywhere and just put one earpiece in your ear. Now you see, get motivated, get inspired, get charged for the year. So the topic is starting point, face your own reality. All right, thank you, everyone. So let me say goodbye. If you want to show your face briefly, that's fine too, so everybody knows who you are. But if not, I'm going to end the call in about 10 seconds, starting now. So Elizabeth, let me just say, did I miss anything? Am I good? Are we good?
No, sir, we are good.
All right. All right, thank you very much. So we'll share the recording with you and with others who were invited, and so that we can all be informed about how we want to operate this year. All right, wonderful week ahead, and hopefully I'll see you next week and then at the end of the month. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye.
Bless you too. Bye.